Here's an example of the stack of benchtop meters and power supplies in Belk. And I want to show you the differences here. So if you look, this is a function generator. We haven't used that yet. A universal counter, haven't used that yet. Here's a multimeter, and then here is a triple output power supply. So we are typically doing the power supply, so we'll turn it on. This set can only go up to 6 volts. This set can go up to 25 volts, it says, plus or minus 25. So you've got plus 25 volts coming out of these two, and then minus 25 if you hook it up between those two. Again, what you would need to do is you can adjust your voltage, but you need on this one to turn the output on. If you don't turn the output on, then nothing comes out of these pins. Select which particular set you want to adjust, and then you can start to adjust. And you may not want to adjust at that precision, so you can actually use these little arrow buttons to change the different point that you are editing. So that's how you would access the power supply that we would need. If we're only going up to 6 volts, then you can use these pins and this button, but otherwise you might need up to 25. If I give you something like a 12 volt requirement, 25, and then crank this up to 12, and then connect in there. You can also adjust the amount of current, so that's not going to work until you put a load on there. So it's kind of similar to what we have in the other power supply, but if you give 0 current, you're not going to get any juice coming out of it. So you may need to adjust that, but typically you're going to be focused on the voltage here. So that's your power supply. Here is the multimeter. The multimeter has a few different options, but it's very similar to what we've seen before. We have a shift key that you can press to go into current mode. Always know the unit that you're looking for is going to be displayed here. So if I accidentally don't hit the shift button, it's going to be in volts instead of amps. We have a shift the diode checker mode. You could try that. We've got a ohm mode. And I think that's everything that we're going to need for now. And then how can you connect it up? This looks crazy, right? So it's just like a regular multimeter. It's labeled volts, ohms, and diode mode up here at the top. And then right here is your ground. So that's going to be your common. You can ignore this ohms mode. We are going to be using the 2-wire, the 2W ohms mode, which is the regular ohms mode. We may use a 4-wire later on, but maybe not. And then, of course, your current is down here. So current measurements would come from here to ground, and then volts and ohms and diode would come from here to ground. And that's it.